So this year I wanted to do The Godfather because it deals with my heritage, but it ended up being too long. So I looked for a shorter game and I didn't want to do another Ninja Gaiden ever again. So I picked Silent Hill 2. I don't know if it will be a good one or not, but the atmosphere was great and the story was great and the music was great and just everything about it really impressed me when I was younger. So I'm kind of interested to see if it holds up over the years, but I'm not the kind of person who goes back and plays a lot of older games very much, so this could be a perfect excuse if I don't lose in the first round like I'm probably destined to.
Usually when we do super replays, we pick games that are either really bad, that they're funny, or that we have a lot of love for, that are very nostalgic. And I think I'm picking Alan Wake because I think it's something a little different. It's one of the few video games that has like a mystery as the story, and I think that'd be really great for the community to talk about what could be going on, you know, discuss the theories and really get involved with this narrative as we go through it.
All right, so I know my RPG fans are gonna be a little let down by this. I thought about this very hard and carefully, but I think it is a shame that I'm the biggest Maniac Mansion fan, I think, in this office. I have the t-shirt, wrote a whole piece on it. So I decided like it's really embarrassing that I never played Day of the Tentacle. So I think we don't get many point and click, you know, old school PC games on, and I think it'd be a nice change of pace, and plus like the humor in the Ron Gilbert games are just great. Just kind of reminisce. I think it'll be nostalgic for people, and I think, you know, people who didn't get into Maniac Mansion or Day of the Tentacle, I know it's been quite a while and some of our readers, listeners weren't quite even born during that time, so maybe that's something for them to, you know, get acquainted with it, see why people talk about these games and kind of find what makes them what it is, and laugh along the way with me, because I'm sure I'm gonna do something just as stupid as I did in the Showdown last year, so let's do it.
So this year, actually every year with Super Replay Showdown, I always try to choose something that I've meant to get around to for the most part, but that I also think would be a good Super Replay. I think Onimusha is what I think an important Capcom title. You know, it was co-created by Keiji Inafune, who is known for the Mega Man series and Dead Rising, and given the high critical acclaim that the Onimusha series, especially the first one, had, and the fact that you don't hear that many people talk about it, I think that there's maybe a large amount of people like me that are Capcom fans or fans of like cool, stylish swordplay games and stylish action games that didn't get around to it. I think this would be an awesome way for everyone to kind of catch up on it with me.
So I'm choosing, well, to start out, I guess I'd say like I love Insomniac. They were one of my favorite video game developers kind of growing up. But I never actually went back and played the first game. Kind of one of the games that like helped put them on the map was like Spyro. And so I feel like this is a chance to right that wrong for me and play that game all the way through. And also it's a fun game, it's cute, it's fun, it's family friendly, and I think we'd have a lot of fun playing it as a group.
I'm picking Katamari Damacy, the first one. I'm picking that because I can guarantee no one else is picking it. It has a fantastic soundtrack, and it is charming, it is fun to look at, it's really fun to play, and it's just a great game.
I picked Soul Blazer for the Super Nintendo. I feel it's one of those, you know, the SNES had tons of great RPGs. I feel that Soul Blazer kind of got missed when everyone's always talking about SNES RPGs. It's like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, you know, the Final Fantasies, but I think Soul Blazer kind of under the radar, but still has potential to be up with the rest of the greats. I don't know that many people have actually had a chance to play that game, and they may, you know, everyone always talks, like I already said, people talk about the SNES era of RPGs. It just doesn't come up in conversation a lot, and I think a lot of people would like to see it and maybe even play it.
So the game I've selected for the Showdown this year is God Hand, which is a cult classic brawler from the PS2 era that we actually did a replay on a little over a year ago, I think, and like never in my life with such a short amount of time with a game have I been so compelled to play more of it. The action is just crazy, but the combat system also seems sort of like it seems surprisingly deep for what looks like just sort of a zany action game. Mainly, like, my choice is a little bit selfish. Like, I just want to play God Hand, and I want an excuse to do that.
I think, well, I don't think, I'm gonna do Donkey Kong Country. That is technically the first video game I ever owned. Like, that was the game that I received for Christmas that one year that turned me into a gamer, I guess. And after playing Tropical Freeze, I've just been thinking about it a lot. It's not a particularly long game. I think we could get through it in Super Replay and have a good time, and I think other editors have nostalgia for it, and it would be fun to look back on it.
This year I want to do The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. It is a game that came out in, like, I want to say 04, 05 or something, and I played it once back then. I beat it, and it was super awesome. I remember it just had a billion just crazy moves, like Hulk could grab a car and like rip it in half and have like car boxing gloves or whatever and just sprint up buildings. And like, I'm not even like a comic guy. I don't know anything about the Incredible Hulk other than he's a normal little dude and he turns into a big green dude. I saw the Avengers, he's strong and he gets angry. But that game just nailed running around in an open world and just causing havoc. I think it'll be fun to just, for me personally, to play and dink around in that kind of environment, but I would also hope that it'd be fun for people to watch.
Well, in light of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes coming out, I always wanted to try the Metal Gear Solid on the Game Boy, and it's apparently supposed to be pretty weird, but also kind of good, so I figured this would be a good chance to check that out. I think Metal Gear Solid on Game Boy Color is kind of like a lost curiosity of the series. Not a lot of people, I don't think, have played it, certainly not as much as any of the other games in the series, and it seems like supposed to be even kind of weirder than a normal Metal Gear, but also confined to what the Game Boy can do. One of the reasons I want to play it is to finally see what the differences are and what kind of strange stuff that it does when you play.